Howdy! This video will go over Active Directory, or AD, and the System Center Configuration Manager, or SCCM. First, I will go over Active Directory. When opening AD, make sure to run it as an administrator, otherwise you won't be able to make any changes on it. Then, first thing you'll want to do once it's open is go to View and turn on Advanced Features. This will let you see the object tabs on computers. I'll explain why it's useful later on in the video. Next, you will see a list here. The important folders that you will need to know from here are Computer Staging, Computer Surplus, Groups, and Units. The most important one and the one that you will be using the most is Units. Inside Units is where you will see all of our departments separated by organization and the computers that are in each of those departments. Here is an example of how a department looks. First, click the arrows until you get all the way down to a folder with a location name. All of the computers, as you can see here on the right, will be inside that folder. Also, as you can see, all of the computers have their own description that tells you everything you need to know about that computer. All of the descriptions are in the same format. First name, last name, then type of computer, then department name, then building and room number. To edit the description, just double-click on a computer to get a window that looks like this. Then just click on the description to edit it, then click OK to save the changes. Some other important tabs to pay attention to are the Objects tab, which tells you which folder in AD the computer is located in, and the BitLocker Recovery tab, which has the BitLocker password. BitLocker is what we use to encrypt the computers, and sometimes you'll need the password to unlock them, so this is where it's stored. Whenever we image a computer, it will be added to the computer staging folder while the image is running. When it's done imaging, the computer needs to be moved to the correct folder. To do this, right-click the computer and click on Move, which will show you a screen like this. Then go to the correct folder in Units that the computer belongs to and click the plus sign next to it until you get to the very last folder. Make sure that you are placing the computer in the correct folder all the way at the end of the list. It should always be a folder with the name of a building. Also, please do not move computers by clicking and dragging them, as it is possible to drop them in the incorrect spot, so only use the right-click Move option. To search for a computer in AD, right-click on as.tamu.edu and choose Find. Then change the category here from Users, Contacts, and Groups to Computers. Now you can type any computer name into the field here to find the computer as long as it's in AD. It is very important that we keep AD up to date. It is our responsibility to make sure that all of the computer descriptions are correct and up to date. Every computer that you work on, you need to be checking in Active Directory to make sure it is correct. And we also need to be doing inventory at least once every 2 weeks, going to every department and checking that all the computers are correct. SCCM is a tool that we use to manage computers and to push policies and updates to them. Most of the work in SCCM is done by full-time staff, but there are still some basics that you need to know. When opening SCCM, you will need to use your elevated credentials, otherwise it will not work. Once it is open, you will see a page that looks like this, and from the list of tabs on the side, all you need to use really is Devices and Device Collections. If you click on Devices, you will see a list of all of our computers and you can search for specific ones. You can also use this to remote connect to someone else's computer by right-clicking on the computer, hovering over Start, and then choosing Remote Control. This will allow you to connect their computer without kicking the other person off. Another useful tool is Right-Click Tools, or RCT, which you can use to run actions, ping the computer to see if it's turned on, or even restart the computer, among a few different things. Next, in the Device Collections tab, under the PIDO folder, there are groups that separate computers based on different criteria. There are groups for computers with specific programs or computers with out-of-date operating systems. These groups help us see which computers are running behind on updates so that we can look at them and see what the problem is. They also contain license groups for programs that we push to computers. That is all the basics that you need to know for AD and SCCM. Now please take the post quiz.